Hey guys, probably you have already heard that if you want to improve at chess, you need to do a lot of things like play many games, analyze the games you have been playing, solve many puzzles, see masters games, work with opening, middle game, and end game, and many other things. And in general, all those things are true, but maybe you don't have time to study chess, or maybe you just don't want to study chess because it's just like a game for you, you just play it for fun, and you would like to improve, but not that much, like to be studying many hours in the week to improve a little, or whatever reason it is. The thing is that if you're in one of these cases, I have some good news for you, since there are many mistakes chess beginners make, and they're not directly related to the chess level or the chess knowledge, and they're more related to the thought process and the way they react during the game. So pay special attention to the three things I'm going to tell you in the next minutes. Try to use them in your games and you will notice the difference. And before we start, one last thing. In the title I said 1 month because I think it's a time long enough to create the habits, start using these habits in our games, and also start winning some games and increase the 100 points I said. The first thing is, in every single turn, look at the last move your opponent played and ask yourself, what is he threatening? I don't think this deserves too much explanation. Just look at the move your opponent played and see what he might be threatening. I'm just going to say one example here about something that happens very often. It's a very common mistake and I think this could be helpful. In a position like this, let's say black plays the move d5. If we do the rule we just said, we're going to look at the move he played and we're going to focus on the threats of the pawn. In this case, it's not really threatening any special thing. But something we need to do when a piece moves is look at the things that piece is threatening, but also we need to look at the lines that piece cleared. So this pawn was on d7 and this bishop and this queen were doing nothing, but once the pawn moves, this line is open and this line is also open. So black is also threatening the knight with the queen and the queen with the bishop. This is the source of mistakes. I have seen many blunders among beginners because of things like this. So we need to look at the move he played, but also we need to keep in mind that in that move some line could have been open, so pay attention to that too. The second habit is, in every single turn, work with checks and captures. Ideally we say that we need to work with checks, captures, and threats. But for beginners level, I think it's going to be a really nice idea just to focus on checks and captures, and this is going to be way more powerful. I'm just going to say one example here to show you something. In this position, it is white's turn. If you're used to work with checks, captures, and threats, it is going to be really easy for you to find the move knight takes e5 here, because there is a pin, the knight cannot move, and you're getting a pawn for free in this case. Also, I want to show you this example where it is going to be pretty easy for you to find the right move if you're used to work with checks and captures. So the right move this time is going to be bishop takes knight. It's a capture, but also it's a check, and the idea is that when they recapture, we can just get the queen hanging on d4. So I'm just going to play bishop takes knight. It's removing the defender of the queen, and then we can get the queen. The main idea here is that if you get used to work in every single turn with the checks and the captures, you won't miss things like this. Many of the blunders beginners make are missing checks and captures very strong moves. And finally, the third tip, and one of the most important for beginners, is in your games, whatever you do not play immediately. And this is a very common mistake. It's a very big source of blunders, and it is that very often beginners don't review before they play. They just see something they like and they play it immediately, and this is something we need to avoid. Observe that once it's our turn to play, the position is not escaping, it's not going anywhere. The move is already played, your opponent can do nothing, it's our turn, and then we decide how we want to manage the situation. So there's a rule I like to call the 10 seconds rule, and it's very helpful for these cases. The idea of this rule is that whatever is happening on the board, we're not going to play in less than 10 seconds. Even if we have checkmate in 1, or even if there is a queen hanging or a piece we can't capture anything, we are not going to play in less than 10 seconds. Well, only if we're under time pressure, of course, we need to play fast. But that does not happen so often among beginners. If you guys have any question, let me know in the comments. If you're blundering too much in your games, check out this video over here about how to avoid blunders. I'm sure it's going to help you. Thank you guys, like, subscribe, see you on the next.